Hey, Terry here, so welcome to the VR Tech channel. It's Friday and many things happened in VR this week, and of course we're here to talk about it. Sony finally slashed the price of the PSVR2, the Valve Deckard got the price leak, Meta just unveiled their new Aria Gen 2 while giving some cool insight on audience retention. There's a lot to talk about, so well, let's get into it. Alright, so let's start with Aria Gen 2. This is a new pair of smart glasses from Meta, and these are not your usual smart glasses because these are meant for research, and these are a big step of what Orion is and what is gonna be in the future, as they're used as a study case for eye tracking, interactions, lamps, so it's tracking of the environment in real time, audio, heart rate sensors. Well, these things are packed, and the only thing they're missing is actually a screen. What are these for then? These are more for enterprise use, to actually use all this array of sensors to understand, of course, the environment around them, understanding the tracking scenarios and image recognition and tracking and so forth. But the very interesting thing is that Aria 1, for example, was used in the past by some partners, and now Aria 2 to actually create an accessibility use scenario where blind people could actually go around, understand the environment thanks to the voice assistant integrated in it, and find things in the store. The idea here is to have glasses that can understand the environment around us in the same way that we do as humans, and this is kind of vital for AR applications and AR development in general. That's what Orion is gonna need in the future, and that's why these were going around in the Meta campus, for example, to train on data, and now they're just evolving with new sensors, the Aria 2, to have even better data to work on. So are we gonna go out and buy them directly? No, not quite. These are part of the development, are part of the research lab from Meta, the one that burns like billions of dollars like there's more. But yeah, if you're a researcher, that might be interesting for you. But what Meta research is actually closer to our regular use of the Quest is the actual retention of the headset. We know very well that one of the biggest problems with VR is retention. How much people stick with the headsets and keep using the headsets that they have at home. Because we know the sales are not bad at all, actually comparable to the ones that we have on consoles, but the retention is a problem. People don't stick around as much. And Meta just unveiled that the 70% of the actual retention in the headsets is from actual free-to-play applications. And maybe that's why they're actually pushing so much for these Meta Horizon worlds that they have, because it's free and it's available to everyone. But anyway, games like VR Chat, Gorilla Tag, Population 1, they all bring people to come back. And that's unfortunately big interest for Meta. Not because the retention is bad, because on the other side it seems like they're not really pushing anymore for big games. It seems like their business is not working as intended over there. And as you might actually know, many developers are actually unhappy from the fact that if you go in a store, you find a lot of junk, free junk in front of maybe a game that took years to develop, and nobody actually able to find it right away on the store. The recommended feeds is completely screwed up, and this is kind of creating a big enough contrast between the developers and Meta itself, that it seems like pushing more and more for these free experiences to just keep people around. What's your spin on it? I think that big games is what brings people to the platform. Yes, we also need free games, but there should be a healthy balance in there, and I feel like everything is moving towards kind of a free-to-play and also janky stuff, unfortunately, and I wish it wasn't the case. But yeah, we saw also with other platforms that bringing big games didn't really work out. For example, PSVR2, that is in a kind of a weird situation, considering that we are just after the 2 years birthday of the platform. And yes, Sony just announced that from March they're actually cutting the price of the PSVR2 from the $550 to the $399 that is gonna be on right now. Now, the very interesting thing about it is that the Call of the Mountain version and the regular version without the game, they're gonna be at the exact same price, so $399 449 euros and 399 pounds. But yeah, I think that is a great thing because last Black Friday and Cyber Monday, the sales of that thing, when the price was lashed to 350, went up 2,300% just in the period. So that means that people were waiting for a price cut. And I think that it's critical to actually have an accessory like is the PSVR2 to actually cost less than the console it runs with. Because yeah, it was always strange to think that you have to spend $1,000 plus to actually play PSVR2 games. Kind of understandable why people went for the Quest or just for, you know, PC VR headset. Anyway, lately I'm actually playing again Resident Evil 4 on it and a Call of the Mountain. I just started a while back because I noticed that I never finished that game, and the quality of those games is absolutely fantastic in VR on the PS5. They really had something to work on, and for sure the focus beforehand wasn't on the free-to-play stuff, but mostly on bringing big games. And then like, well, we all know what happened. And by the way, because if you follow this channel, you know how much I love PC VR. This price cut just made it the cheapest native PC VR headset that you can buy right now. With $50 more, you can connect it to your PC and use it natively, and it looks pretty good. But does this platform have a future for you, or they're just trying to sell out what remained in their stocks? The fact that the regular version and the Call of the Mountain version is the same price for me means that they just trying to sell everything they have left. But yeah, let me know. What we don't know if it's gonna have stocks though is the Valve Deckard, because from a recent leak on Twitter, it seems like we have a price point now available, and it's gonna be kind of pricey because it's at $1,200. Now, that stirred a lot of conversation on Twitter because VR people are saying that it's not very expensive, regular people are saying that it's very expensive, and I have to say that I have to agree with both. The idea is that this is going to be a headset that is going to try to be the jack of all trades, to be very high quality, so to don't cut cost on anything, and at the same time to be a standalone headset able to deliver, like, you know, all our PC VR experience directly. But yeah, other than that, I don't think we're gonna see the same chipset that we have on the Meta Quest 3. And talking about the Meta Quest 3, why is such a difference in price for two different standalone headsets? Well, we don't really know the specs to be exact, but we're also very used to the fact that Meta is actually selling under cost. So the Quest 3 will be much more expensive than what we are paying for it right now, because as in the console market, Meta actually tries to make money back than selling applications or selling like skins and something like that on free-to-play apps, as we just saw. So yeah, making VR headsets is kind of expensive. That's why when we see smaller manufacturers, they're always more expensive. That's why when we see HTC, those are more expensive because they have to make money on the hardware and not on the software, and that's kind of the advantage that Meta has, and that's a reason why it has a big market share. Valve probably is trying to do the same, is not gonna sell too much over what's the actual value, and they're gonna try, of course, to make the money back with software like they're doing right now with the Steam Deck. So a similar thing, but a very high-end headset with eye tracking, probably micro OLED displays, bigger FOV, and something like that. Am I excited for it? Yes, absolutely. I can wait to see what Valve is cooking over here. At the same time, $1,200 is a steep price to ask. Many people are gonna buy it, I'm sure of it, because Valve has a fan base, but $1,200 is expensive. Not everyone is gonna be able to actually afford it. To finish, not really a big thing, but Apple actually unveiled the Apple Intelligence for the Apple Vision Pro. Is available already right now if you have the developer build of it. And my battery actually just fell. My battery with a new D-brand thing on it. It is actually awful looking, but at least it works to protect it, and that's on there as well. Anyway. Brand. Apple Intelligence is not really the best of the AI stuff out there. Hopefully it will get better with time, but it's nice they're still adding stuff to the Apple Vision Pro, and I really hope we're gonna see more from it. Anyway guys, what do you think about that card? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, if you like the video, like. If you didn't like the video, dislike. Subscribe to the channel for more VR tech. If you really love the channel, just join button on the dial. A little down further, also the Patreon. Thanks to all the Patreons for joining the channel, of course, and I see you guys next video. Thanks for watching. Ciao.